So we're out here in the shop with Brandon, and we are getting ready to come off a good weekend at FTR, and got the overall in the heat.
Very good weekend. Actually.
And girlfriend got the win too.
She did.
Yep. So
awesome.
had a good weekend, and so now we turn our attention to the 850. So this thing's got to go and leave for Ohio on Thursday morning. It is now Monday night. Now this quad's already been taken apart and cleaned, and sort of started on it, and but I'll let Brandon run down exactly what all we got to do to this one. Then we've also got some work to do on the TRX 450 Honda that his girlfriend Kyla rides in the women amateur in GNCC. So you want to let them know what we got to do on this thing here, Brandon?
Yeah, pretty much all we got to do, very simple stuff. We got to change a belt on it. Got to do an air filter. Obviously look over everything. Got to grease everything. All the fittings are going to get greased. And pretty much just look over everything. We also got to change a broke hand guard over there. We have one of those.
What's the most important thing we got to do? One of the most important things. It's laying over there on the bench.
Oh yeah, we're putting horns on.
Yeah. So this will be our first go around of horns, and I've sort of looked at it a little bit earlier this afternoon, and so we're going to try to put a horn on this thing so Brandon can help him with the lap riders. I think the horns have been around, what, about a year now or so? Maybe 2 years.
I think it's 2 years.
So anyway, I think most of the riders is trained to, when they hear the horn, they know that they're not in their class and it is a 4x4 Pro coming behind them. Being that these machines are so massive, they allow Brandon and the Pro class in GNCC to run the horn just for safety reasons. And Brandon has been running all year without a horn, and not that we think he's going to win races because of that, but we do think that that might help, because yeah, whenever he gets behind people, if he does toot the horn, maybe they recognize it as, okay, that's a Pro 4x4 utility quad, so I'm going to let him buy. So anyway, but we're going to get this stuff prepared and go to Burr Oak, Ohio this weekend. Now, Kyla's four-wheeler, we've got front brake rotors. We're going to change the fluid completely in the front, obviously. Yep. We got to do an oil service on it, and I want to put a 24-volt engine start system.
And then look over everything as well.
Yeah, so we're going to try to put a 24-volt. Well, we ended up having a starter go bad on her bike, on her quad up in West Virginia on Friday. Went to go to tech and it wouldn't start. And our buddy Glenn Walraven and his son Dylan Walraven, which races an XC2, they end up having a starter. So we did end up putting a starter on her quad. And they were the ones telling us that we potentially probably would help us if we went to a 24-volt, easier on a starter, just because those darn things drag so much. So
we also got to change tires on this one too.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was going to ask you. So we ended up putting the new tires and tire spines on the new wheels, and you ran the FTR with them this past weekend. Our decision was because we wanted to make sure that there was nothing wrong with them, with the tire spines, being that they were squished so tight.
They felt like any other tire and wheel I've been riding, so they felt good. Obviously, it's hard to tell in Florida. It's just sand here, so, but they felt good and they felt fine.
So we're going to remove those tires off of the 1000 that we raced this past weekend. We're going to put on this thing here. So let me take you over here and show you what I sort of got figured out on the horn thing. This is a bracket here that goes in the headlight. It mounts up in this area here. We removed the headlights just because they're so heavy and collect a lot of mud. These are the horns that we're going to be using. It's a dual horn situation, so you're going to have two of them. So what we're going to try to do is I'm going to attempt to mount this thing in this area and then mount the other one on the other side. So I am hoping that they sit right in this area right here to keep them out of the way, for the most part. So there's the little bracket bolts here and bolts here. So, and I'm thinking if I bolt them there, I think we'll be in good shape. So I don't know, we're gonna attempt that. Not positive that's gonna work, but we're gonna try to do things. And most importantly, we got to make sure that when we install them, that they don't fall off, and then it works. So we're gonna try and see what happens. So this is Kyla's TRX 450. This is the one that where you got to do the brake rotors, We got brake rotors, got brand new high temp fluid, got oil for the engine. So so this is what we got to do for her. So anyway, that's our project to get ready to leave to go to Ohio this weekend. So anyway, tonight's Monday night. We're gonna work late tonight, late tomorrow night, and potentially late Wednesday night. We'll get it all done. There again, a lot of work, and we don't mind the work. So we had a good weekend this past weekend at FTR, and we appreciate you know that. But anyway, we're getting ready to get to work and show you guys a little bit of it as we do it here. So I want to show you something sort of, I was going to mount, the way I was going to mount these horns, I don't think it's going to work, but Brandon, hold this light for me. Let me show them. So essentially what I was going to do is I was going to take this horn and mount on this, to hold it down, yeah. I was going to mount right there where this nut is at. I was going to sort of try to mount it like right there, but I think the weight of it jiggling around, I don't think it's going to work. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is obviously I don't have this side done over here yet, but I'm thinking I'm going to drill a hole right there in the center of this headlight block off panel, and probably put this thing, I think it'll mount right in there and sort of mount there. And I think once I tighten that nut down, I think it'll secure that. Even though you're going to see, I think you're going to see this here protruding out of there, but I still think that it'll do that. But anyway, just want to get you guys up to date. I don't know, I've been working on this thing for probably for the last hour, and I'm just not happy with it. So let's go to plan B and see if that works there, and I'll let you know here in a second. Brandon, you doubt me? You doubt all my wiring, Brandon? Come on, let's go over and see if it works. Alright, so what I did is this is a plug off our headlights, and there's several different ways to do this, I guess, but what we decided to do is a lot of guys are just running off the light switch. So, and the wire's already here. So what I done is I had to put the wire or the plug-in from the headlight, so in case we want to remove the plastics, we can unplug it. So anyway, if I've done this all correctly, this should plug in and snap in, and then I'm on, yeah, if it all works. Do we have to have it on, Brandon, or not?
You gotta push the start. Like wake the computer up.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so here we go. Ready? Whoa! Hey, it works. That's loud, isn't it? Wow. All right. Well, that works. I guess both of them are working.
Yep. Sounds like it.
That was loud, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so let's unplug this. And I'll route all these wires, mount them.
Get them mounted.
Let's plug it back in and see what happens. But
yep.
Man, them things are loud, dude. And so we got the horns all mounted up here. Actually, I like it. I think it turned out pretty good. I know it's hard to see in the dark there, but anyway, got one there. I'm gonna wait till that Loctite dries up a little bit. Now I'll probably paint those black. But I've got the wiring running up through here, and it goes to this little switch, this little plug here. So but anyway, yeah, I think it turned out, you know, pretty good. I think for the most part they'll be pretty good. So the belt's done. The tires and wheels are swapped out from the Can-Am 1000. So he took off. Where's those tires at, Brandon?
Outside.
Okay, so he cleaned them. So they're outside. He just cleaned them. So we took the tires and wheels off of this that we raced this weekend in FTR, and we're going to put them on here. Obviously, those are the new ones that we had mounted last week, and they just had minutes on them. Of course, now they got an FTR, an hour and 22 minutes. I think they ran an FTR. So those tires are going to go on the 850. They're our newest tires. So we'll put them on there, and he's already lubed everything. So we got everything lubed up. And air filter's done, belt's done, the horns are done. Brandon is now working on this thing called a hand grip or a hand guard. So we broke that. It just broke in the corner here on the other side there. So he's working on that now. And other than that, I mean, we're rocking out on it pretty close. We have not touched Brandon or Kyla's four-wheeler yet, so we still got to get to that. But anyway, so just want to give you guys an update. I mean, we're, you know, rocking out on it. We just want to make sure we're prepared. Those pro guys are always prepared, and we got to do our part. We've also got to be prepared, so we realize that. So we work our butts off to make sure that we're prepared, and then we learn from our mistakes and try to get a little bit better, because we have made them in the past, and so we're just trying to correct them. What are you working on, Brandon?
Hand guard. Just putting everything back together.
Oh, it's already done.
Not completely. I haven't tightened everything up yet. But
oh,
it's
okay.
on there.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So the other one was busted right here, right? Where you had whacked a tree or something with it. So it had broke there. So he ended up getting a new one there. So okay. So yeah, he's rocking out on it. You know what I mean? And should be. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah. So looked like he just bumped a tree or something with it. You know what I mean? And just snapped it in two. So up there at West Virginia, of course, it was tight, rocky, and a lot of mountains and a lot of big, large trees. So he could have did that up there. He didn't even realize where he had done it at, to be honest with you. So we just found it whenever we was going through our maintenance. But
she went outside and got that. What are you doing? Yeah.
So she's still a puppy. So she's teething. So she chews on everything, including tools. If you leave a tool down, she will take it outside. So we've got to keep her tools. Got the hubs off of Kyla's four-wheeler, and you can see that there's quite a bit of dirt, debris all stuck up in there. So I've already loosened that bolt there. So I'm gonna pull these pads out, brush and clean all that stuff there on both sides here, just to get all that mud and everything out of there. But anyway, this is the, so I'm putting on brand new rotors with bolts on the front, so you can see that I've already loosened all this stuff here. I can't remember which side, but one of these sides are bent and warped. So what's happens is whenever she's going forward, she grabs the brake and it's really soft. But then if you grab again, then it hardens up. So what's happening is as she's going with the brake rotor being warped, it's pushing the pad away from the rotor, and then but when she grabs it twice, then it locks it up. So just a little bit aggravating. She especially going up and down the mountains up north, you know, we got to make sure she has brakes. Whenever she grabs it, we need to make sure it's grabbed. So that's what happens is sometimes there's a rock or something that gets up in there and bends the rotor. So now as it goes around, it pushes the pad away from the rotor. The oil service on it, and I've not done the 24-volt system yet. So hopefully we don't run out of time. So we're just trying to get everything together so we can get on the road Thursday morning. But everything else is pretty much done. Brandon's got pretty much things done on his Can-Am, so he's going to tinker around with it a little bit. So But this is our project, so we can get this done for Miss Kyla, your race winner this past weekend at FTR. All right, so I got Kyla's four-wheeler, the TX450. I got the brake rotors changed on it, and also everything all brushed and cleaned up, and so everything seems to be a lot better now. So also I ended up draining all of the fluid out and putting in high temp fluid in the front brakes. I did not put pads on there. She did not need pads, so I just brushed those really good, and maybe get another race or two out of them. They're my Honda OEM pads, but anyway, got everything cleaned up. I have changed the oil. Well, actually, this is the transmission side, but in a Honda, you've got two sides. You got the oil, and then you've also got a drain transmission. So got that changed, and got brand new thumper oil in there. Brandon's Can-Am, I mean, is, I would say, ready. We did have to replace this little hose here on the water pump. For some reason why I know that came out, so that's what Brandon just got through or finishing doing. But we had to reroute a fuel line up here, an overflow line where we had all the gussets, or had this quad apart where we was doing the gussets. We noticed that we had a little bit of fuel dripping the other day when we had it full, whenever we filled this slam full with fuel. So other than that, Brandon, I mean, we got it, or
Yeah.
I mean, I
think the bike's ready. I mean, truthfully, we got everything done on it that we were supposed to get done on it. So
yeah,
we should be ready to go.
Okay. We already got the wheel plugs on there and all that, so we just got a little bit left to do to hers. Obviously, there's an air filter sitting there, so that's got to be cleaned, or either a new one put on there. We were going to try to mount a GoPro here. We have not done that yet because I'm afraid of losing it. So and the other thing, I've only got one GoPro, so we're hoping Mom lets us buy another one at some point. She tells us that more subscribers, more views equals a new GoPro. So and other than that, we're going to get everything loaded up and get prepared to get out of here and go up there and have a great time. We're out here in the trailer. This is a 12-foot trailer that we haul up north to GNCC race, and it's packed. We have Brandon's Can-Am Renegade that goes in here, a TRX 450 that goes in here, and 2 e-bikes now, along with all the luggage. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to figure out a way where we can pick the e-bikes up and hang them in the ceiling somehow, just so they're not laid against a four-wheeler, laid against a wall, that kind of stuff. So this is what we've come up with. This will be our first trip. Brandon and I sort of been brainstorming, and this is going to be our first go around trying it out. But anyway, so as you can see, Brandon's Renegade is in here. We got to unload all this stuff to clean everything and pack everything in. We're gonna pack a bunch of stuff in that corner. But what we've got figured out is that's one e-bike here. We went out and bought some hooks and bought some straps here. I think we may still end up zip tying this with some heavy zip ties, just because we're afraid of the bouncing. And then also we've got the e-bike bungee corded there, just so it doesn't slack around and beat up the quads. But right now it's not touching the quad at all. Not sure how that's going to work. Now then we've got 2 more hooks back here for the additional e-bike that we have out here. So Kyla's four-wheeler, it goes in here, and the front tire goes here, and then the bumper and all goes here, so it sits on this side. We've also sort of put it up here, and we think it'll hang right here, away from the quad also. And it'll also, Brandon's got a little hook in there. We've got to screw a hook in here just so it'll keep from flopping around. So not sure that's going to work, but listen, if any of you guys got some pictures or something of how you guys mount your e-bikes or whatever. Obviously the e-bikes has gotten to where they're just as important as the ATV and GNCC racing, so we would like to know how you guys are doing it. This will be our first trip with them mounted like this, and we may get to Ohio and we may have a disaster. We don't know, but this is what we come up with, and hopefully it works. If it doesn't, you know, they're gonna get skin up anyway, being on the ground. So we're gonna try to get this other ATV in here and see what it looks like. What do you think, Brandon? You haven't said nothing.
I don't know. It should be turned out good.
What's your chances of it working? What's your percentage?
I think it'll work. I mean, it's tied in 3 different spots.
So you think 100% that it's going to work?
100%.
Okay.
The only problem is in South Carolina.
Because State Road 66 or highway, so whatever the hell that road is, or heck that road is.
It is a rough road.
That road, hey, when you're traveling down 26 heading up I-95 from the state line to, I think it's exit 88 that we got to turn off of, it's almost like the darn whoops in the racetrack. It is horrible. After you get on, what is that, 26? I think it's 26 that runs the other direction. Is good, but 95 in South Carolina, oh my goodness. You think you break axles and everything else. So anyway, that's not very good. So yeah, so you're right. As long as it, if it's still together when we stop at the pilot, they're on 26, we're probably in good shape. So we'll get this bike in here. Let's get this other one up here. All right, so we got them hung in here and got the four-wheeler just mocked up in here, but this is what we're going to attempt. You see the same thing here. We just hooked it here and then put a strap there just so it wouldn't bang around a little bit. So up in the top left corner. So we're getting everything loaded up here. And of course, it's dark 30 out here. Pretty much got everything done. We just did a few things. Oh boy, it's dark out here. But anyway, let me just show you. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this or not, but anyway, we got we do have the e-bikes hung up here, and yeah, you're not gonna be able to see this, Brandon. So the nodes right there I was gonna put over there, but just put them against the wall there and then we'll try it and see. So these are the quads here. We're getting ready to load them up. Now I will tell you, try to get in here where you got some light. I will tell you, it's a tight fit for all the stuff that's got to go in the trailer out there. But anyway, we've got everything done. As you can see, there's no quads here. That means that it's race time. So everything's pretty much done. I mean, we got to load the water extinguisher, soap and water, the chairs, generator, quads. He's already put a lot of the stuff in there, but anyway, for the most part, we got everything here, so we're just going to load everything. This is probably the funnest part because everything is completely done, and we have looked over and looked over and looked over, and we can't look anymore. So we got what we got. So excited to get out of here, and been a lot of work. And been very hot down here. Understand we're going to get to some cooler weather, maybe some rain. We have been getting rain down here. That's not been the problem down here. Rained again today down here. But the rain down here soaks right into our dirt and goes away. The rain up north sits on top of the dirt and creates puddles. So anyway, we're going to finish getting everything loaded up, and Kyla is on our way here. Let's see, about 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock Wednesday night, so we're pretty much done, man. We're gonna load everything up here. Should be about 15 minutes and shutting the shop down, and we are out of here. Go inside, get a shower, get something to eat, get to bed, and at 4 a.m. we start rolling out. So listen, as always, guys, I want to thank you for watching our videos. Like, comment, and share, and we appreciate every single one of you watching, and all the comments that we're getting. So Brandon and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.